Eve Harlow, please tell me about the movie you're in, The Tomorrow Man.
So it's a comedy love story between an older couple. And then, do I continue?
Yes.
I don't want to say too much because I don't want to give too many things away.
Okay.
Essentially, it's what I said. It's just like we meet these two characters, Blythe Danner and John Lithgow, and they're both slightly eccentric, and we follow them as the relationship develops between the two.
Yeah, it's cute. It's dotty. It's those sort of things, right?
Yeah, like I would say that it's like quirky is the right word for it, I guess.
Okay.
And what I love too is just when I was watching it, it's really funny. It's really charming, and I think that there aren't enough movies about people who are older, and that's what, like, when I read the script, what drew me to it instantly is that kind of, like, looking into that world,
Very chill. So, what are some other movies we might have seen you in before The Tomorrow Man?
I do mostly television, to be honest. So I did, if people have seen me, it's probably The 100 or Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. But I did the very first job I ever booked was at 3 Seconds in Juneau.
Oh my God.
So, yeah, that's my claim to fame. It was really funny when I had no idea who Jason Reitman was when I got. I thought it was like a movie of the week. It was my first time on set. Exciting times. Yeah.
Well, I'm thrilled.
Jason's a good friend of mine, so.
Hey. That sounds like a win. All right, so tell me about your role in The Tomorrow Man.
So I play Blythe's character works in dollar store trinket shop kind of place, and I play her boss, a little bit alternative gothy punk vibe.
Mm-hmm. And who was the person that you hung out the most with on set? Who was your BFF?
Nice. There's a reference to BFFs in the film, so that's well played. You know what? What was really lovely about that set is that everybody hung out together simply because, and I know that sounds like, oh, she's just saying it, but it was such a small movie, like, that there was nowhere to go. Like, nobody had trailers, and we all hung out together. And I think that's what made it such it was really good experience, in that nobody had an ego. Everybody was doing it because they loved the script and wanted to, tell this story. I was really excited about it, and it was there for just that, and it was really fun because John is from Rochester, New York, where we filmed it, and people were coming by our set, like people who lived in the town, because they heard that we were filming it, and they were so excited, and they came with signs, and he'd go out there and talk to them and stuff. We were both, him and Blythe, were stoked to be there, stoked to be doing this project. Everybody hung out together, there was no hierarchy or anything. But the hair and makeup people were great, the producers were great, everybody was just really kind and gracious and excited,
Well, it sounds very harmonious. So I've
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. Okay, so I
think it's because when you're doing something for not to be all artsy, but for the craft of it and for the art of it, it's just, there's no room for ego or just be people being standoffish or anything. You're all there for the same reason, because you want to be there, and this, I think that's why it was like that.
So I like John Lithgow. I'm a fan, and I remember when I was a kid, I would watch Third Rock from the Sun. But nowadays I'm all about the movies he did for Brian De Palma, Obsession, Blowout, and Raising Cain. And I was wondering if you saw those movies and what you could say about just John Lithgow in general.
Okay, so yeah, I have to be totally frank. I've not seen any of his films.
None?
I know, and you know what? And it's crazy because I'm actually a huge cinephile, and I'm really into like I really like foreign films. Like Samuel Park is one of my favorite directors, and Wong Kar-wai and stuff like that.
Wow. Okay, so you definitely know what you're talking about. You're name dropping, and you know what you're talking about, but you just missed those. Okay.
Yeah, I just I think I'm just bad at American films, to be honest. Although Jim Jarmusch is one of my favorites too. So I don't know.
Yeah.
It's weird. I really there's certain films and genres that I'm really into, and then there's that I've totally missed out. But to be honest, I think it was actually really good for me in a way, not to know that, because it was crazy. When we were filming, one of the days he was like, "Okay, guys," so I'm leaving now, because he was flying to go to the Golden Globes where he ended up winning. What do you call it, for The Crown? So it's so trippy to be on set with this guy who, has the crazy resume, and has worked with amazing people and is amazing himself, and then he's so chill, and you would never think, he's just another guy. It's really great to work beside somebody like that, because I've also met the opposite of it, people who, I just think that the entertainment industry can build people up, even if they haven't done a lot per se, and then that gets, it gets to people's heads, and then you hear of divas and stuff, and this was the polar opposite experience of that. He was so kind and just easy to be around. And because I didn't, it's I know who he is, obviously. I know that he's this huge figure and so important, but there wasn't any of that kind of tension that comes with people like that usually, it was just you're just a man, and thank you for treating me as an equal. And just making jokes and stuff, it was great.
That's really cool. I'm really actually relieved that he's a cool guy, because you never know with the egos. You go to a few award shows, and I don't know, but you got to see Blowout.
Yeah, no, he wasn't like that at all. And I honestly, if it was if it wasn't the case, I would have found a way to bullshit around it, but or not, or I would have just I'm totally saying that sometimes people don't want to say anything, but I also think that when people are really nice, you should give them the credit for being really rad humans, and Blythe was so nice too, which again, I had no idea what to expect, and when you're walking to a room with these two film giants, it's kind of oh my god, it's great. It's cool.
That's cool, but you got to see Blowout after this interview. I'm expecting that. Blowout is amazing. It's with John Travolta
who
too.
directed it?
Brian De Palma. It's a funky little movie. I mean, obviously we're not here to talk about Blowout, but I just fun facts. Anyways, so since you've worked on movies with big celebrities like we just mentioned, what do you think is what really distinguishes on the set or the elements that need to be in a star-studded movie versus a film without a lot of celebrities in it?
What the difference is?
Yeah, what needs to be in the film versus with a celebrity. What are the elements that need to be in a commercial film or a more commercial film than one without a big star?
I mean, I think it totally depends, and in terms of it. I mean, any celebrity can choose to do any film that they choose, right? It has. I don't think it really. I don't think it's totally up to different people and different people's tastes. There are some movies that I love that people are I can't believe that you like that movie. What's wrong with you?
Yeah.
And I know that I have a pretty specific taste when it comes to Jim Jarmusch is one of my favorite directors, and some people watch his films and they don't get it, and I think he's totally brilliant. So I don't think that, and in terms of what, and even the term of a star or celebrity is so, subjective in terms of what creates that. It's just society, and flavor. There's so many flavor of the month Sorry, I'm getting really like philosophical about all of this now.
Good. I'm putting you in a trance. I tend to do that to people.
But you know, like it totally differs. And I've also been on set with people who, you know, have huge resumes and would be recognized walking down the street, and then the most down to earth, amazing people, and then the opposite of that, where you know it's just like you have this like one part on this one project, and all of a sudden you think you're the like you know God's gift to men. So I think all of that in terms of like having like one element in a story that would draw a celebrity. I mean, you're bringing to question what is celebrity. Different people, they're people, and different people have different tastes, you know, and also what the greatest thing about art is that it's all so different, you know, like they're all like in terms of whether it's like music, movies, visual art, it goes across the spectrum. You know, you have you know, cubist art, and then you have like Pollock's crazy splatters, you know. So and the same thing with movies, you know, you have the like rom-coms, and then you have like indie movies like Birdman that, you know, make it to the mainstream. And I don't think that there is one specific element that makes a movie great that it draws people to it. I think there's so many different variables. It's very hard to pinpoint to just one, and I don't know if one person is capable of seeing that one thing that will be the result of this film being great.
Well,
Does that make sense?
That's a very thoughtful answer, and yeah, it makes sense to me now. But you know, I had to ask you, so thank you for clarifying. So you said you worked a lot in TV. So which one do you prefer, movies or TV, to work in?
You know, it's funny, as a medium, I personally like watching movies way more, and I am drawn to it way more. But I like working in television simply because it gives you more of a time to, like, you film for a longer period of time, you know, so you're able to establish rapport with the people that you're working with, and you build almost like a family, you know. And it's just like people that I've worked with on shows years ago have become some of my best friends, you know. And it was because we had that time to get to know each other, and build that relationship. Whereas in movies, it's like you know, you're there for the part of it, and it's really great that you're there for like, you know, a couple weeks. It's just like it's a much shorter time period, so it's harder to build those relationships.
Sorry.
But I like both. Yeah, I like both. I just like, yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
These are good answers. What inspired you to get into acting?
I think it's like that's always a hard question, because I think there's like points in life that we're like, oh, like this is what, like there was, you know, when I was in grade 6 or something, I took drama class, and I remember having a scene from like Barefoot in the Park, Neil Simon, and I remember doing this scene, and people were just like laughing so hard, and I love that feeling of making people laugh. I was like, ooh, what is this? Like, it was really nice to be able to do that. And also, like, when I was a kid, like, English was my third language, and I learned English. What really helped me was watching movies. And just, like, as a kid, I was just really badly bullied in elementary school and stuff, so I had these, you know, like, movies and books were very much my escape, and I found so much, like, comfort and solace in them, you know. And there's this desire to be able to do that for others as well. And then my mom was an actor when she was younger, and so when I said, I was like, oh, hey, acting is something that I might want to do. She's like, okay, cool. You want to do that? Like, go ahead. Like, you know, get a job, pay for your own acting classes. They will totally support you, like, you know, morally, but you got to figure it out on your own. And then so I think that really helped, that I was able to have this, like, support from my mom, you know, and that it wasn't this, like, crazy idea. Like, when I felt these things, it was like, oh, this desire to do this fast it wasn't like shut down as an insane idea. It was encouraged and supported, you know. And my mom was like, "Oh, you feel this way? Okay, great. Like, watch this movie." She's also really into movies and stuff. Like this, watch this actor. And yeah, I think that helped a lot. And yeah.
Groovy. Do you use social media, like any social media where people can follow your endeavors?
Yes, I do have both a Twitter and an Instagram account, and it's just my name, Eve Harlow. So yeah.
Thrilling. So
check it out.
hopefully I can get you some more followers. I don't know. We'll see. So, okay, Eve Harlow, thank you so much for your time. One more question.
No
What do you have coming up in the future?
So there's going to be a show on Fox called Next, and it's about AI, which I'm really into, and they play this, like, data analyst chick, and you can actually check out the trailer for it now. I guess you can, like, YouTube Next trailer Fox, I guess. I don't know. But, yeah, it's going to be coming out on Fox next year, 2020.
Well, thank you so much for that.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay. Take care. That was fun.